Hey ladies and gents, today we're going to be doing this Intermolecular Forces 5 Glues Lab, and we're going to try to detect what's going on inside of each of these substances so that you can identify correctly which one goes with which. I gave you a batch of numbers. The number that I'm testing will always be on this board right here so that you can pick out your number and then follow along the line. Let me show you the tests that we're going to be running today. We have a flame test that's going to happen right here so that I'm going to try to do the melting point, boiling point. We have over here a light bulb so that I can test the electrical conductivity of the substance as well as its electrical conductivity inside of water. Okay? I have these papers right here which I'll put the material across. It'll make a straight line. I'll show you that line over there so you can see the material's actually there, because I do have a second camera set up to kind of show you some zoom-ins of what I'm going to be doing. And I have a glass of water here so I can show you, whether it's going to be soluble or not inside of the material. Okay? Once we test solubility, we test electrical solubility, and then we're done. So the only other test I haven't mentioned is vapor pressure. I'm going to open it up, or I'm going to show you the actual substance, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to do a wafting test so that you can actually smell it, or I can smell it, and you can live vicariously through me. So the very first one we're going to do is this 12, 21, 29, 49, 40, 45, 7, or 46. So first, there is that material. Okay. And I'm going to open it up and waft it. No discernible scent. I'm going to pour it across there. And then I will show you that. Okay, so we got a nice thin line right across there of that whitish, tannish material. Put on my glove. Test electrical conductivity. There is none. And I know what you're saying right now. You're saying, but Mr. Hansen, how can we test electrical conductivity if we don't have a solid chunk of it? Okay? And the answer to that is, as long as the particles have contact, we can see in the sea of electrons those electrons flowing. Okay? Since the only real test that we are doing with or for electrical conductivity is to see if it has that metallic characteristic. So I put a little bit in there, and you can see we still have that same little bit in there. There's been no dissolving. I'm going to put on my glove, and nothing here at all. So now the last one is grab the material that we have and then pass it through the flame of the test tube to see if it actually melts. Now notice I'm not just sticking it in and going, because this is cold glassware and I want to bring the temperature up to the temperature of the Bunsen burner, but I am not seeing any melting at all inside of here. So I'm going to drop this first material off there. We've tested melting point. We've tested vapor pressure because I said no discernible scent. We've tested solubility, electrical conductivity in our solution. We've tested electrical conductivity and solubility. So I'm just going to stick that beaker over there. And now I'm going to get myself a clean one of these, and we're going to move to substance 22, 31, 26, L, 11, 38, 6, or 33. Okay, so here's to show you this one. It is a white powder. Okay. No, it's not actually glowing in the test tube. I just cannot adjust the light very well. Okay. So there. Okay. So now I'm going to take some of that white powder, put it across here. Okay. And I know that this is going to be pointless, but there we go. You can see the nice thin line on there. Stick my glove on. And no electrical conductivity. We're going to put a little bit of this material in here. Okay. And then we're going to put the rest inside of this one. Okay. Trash this. And now, let's check solubility. That looks pretty soluble. I put a heck of a lot more in there than what you're still seeing in the bottom there. So did it completely dissolve? No, but we could say that this is a successful solubility test. Electrical conductivity, nothing. But something I am going to do this time is I'm going to rinse the electrode since we did have some solubility. Okay. All right. And now, I'm going to stick this beaker over here. Grab this. Oh, did I tell you? I don't think I did. No discernible scent. No discernible scent. Okay. And now we'll check melting. All right. It's starting to bubble. It's bubbling up the side of the container. It is now liquid. So we are going to call that one a positive test for melting point. Okay? All right, next one. Here we go. We've got 18, 1, 9, 3, 36, 14, 25, 56, hike. All right. First things first, waft. I detect nothing. I'm going to here we go. Put some of this on my line. I'll show you the material itself. It's white and kind of crystalline. You can see some of those on the side of the container. Here is the line that I have created. Okay, so the line goes from here to there. And now I'm going to put on my glove and nada. Okay. So now I'm going to put some of that inside of this. Okay, that's enough for a melt test. The rest of it inside of here. And swirl along the way. And there is a lot less inside of there than what I initially put inside of that container. In fact, the more I swirl, the see there's less and less that's there. So there was no conductivity the first time. Here's the second trial. Now we're seeing conductivity. I can put this over to here. Grab this with my tweezers and test for melting. No melting at all. It's still in its crystalline form. No even singeing. So there's that one done. All right. Next card. 35, 10, 37, 24, 47, 20, 30, or 44. Here's a quick look. Here's a quick look at that material. It's white and crystalline, much like the last two. All right. Woo! There is an odor associated with this one. It smells, gentlemen, it smells like a bathroom in a stadium. Okay. I'm going to create my line on there. All right. I'm going to show you that line right here. So it's going from there to there. Let's test it. The last one had electrical conductivity, so we better wash and dry our probes. Okay. Let's see. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So now I'm going to put a little bit inside of here. There's a couple crystals in there. I'm going to put the rest inside of here. Swirl this sucker over. And you're noticing it's still crystals. There's even some floating on the top. I would say nothing has dissolved from the amount that I put in there. Okay? We're not seeing any dissolving at all. Okay? Still clumping into the center right there. All right? So now let's check its solubility. Or not solubility, let's check its electrical conductivity. I don't see anything. This can now go over there. And let's check its melting point. Okay. Ooh, this one has transitioned into a nice liquid. See, it's a liquid there. Okay. So I'm going to put that on here to cool. And say, done with that one. Next card. We have 19, 52, 16, 43, 39, 5, 27, or 34, if that was your number. So notice this one is a black, shiny-ish material. Okay? I'm going to open it up and do my scent test. I get nothing. I'm going to pour some onto here. And I'll show you the line that I have created on the paper. There we go. All right. So now I am going to rinse and dry my two probes. Okay. And let us check for conductivity. There is none. Pour a little into here. Pour the rest into here. Now something interesting that's happened on this one is we've got this nice shininess on the top, which you'll see when I come over to here. That's kind of blocking your view of the bottom. But I'll grab a piece of paper and try to put that under there. You can still see that all that black material is still there, still inside of the container. And now, electrical conductivity. We got none. This one can go over there. But now let's test melting point. All right, here we go. Melting point, ready? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, last card. This one is 59, GG, 17, 53, BB, 13, 2, or 42. Okay, so here's a quick look at that material. It's actually very reminiscent in color to that first one, like tannish. Looks a little bit, I don't know, we'll find out. Next paper. All right, wafting. Smell nothing. Gonna put a little bit of that out on here. Okay. And then show you there's that line that's on the paper. Okay. I will dry off our probes here. On that last trial. And now, test conductivity. And we have conductivity. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of that inside of here. All right. And then the rest in here. Swirl this around. Wow, it's kind of just staying at the top right now. It's actually not even going into the liquid. It's just floating at the top. Really hard to kind of see. I'm going to try to swirl it a little bit more. There, I got some of it going down into the liquid now. A little bit more of an agitated movement. Still got stuff floating on the top, but as you can see, there's still everything in there that I put in there. All right, I'm going to put this back on, and I'll test conductivity. Ooh, okay, so I put it first in, there's nothing, and then take a look. I'm going to see if I can get up there. Take a look at where at the liquid itself. And the liquid has these blue like arcs that are happening inside of it. So is it actually conductive in a liquid or solution form, or is it catching the solid chunks that are still in there and creating that closed circuit? Okay, and the last test. We're going to put this inside of the flame. Now by this time with the other ones, it had already melted. I'll show you over here. We still have that material in its solid form. Okay. So ladies and gents, there is all of your data. You now have everything you need to be able to handle the quiz. Okay, this lab report is based on a quiz. However, we are going to discuss in class the methodology used and what's the minimum amount of steps you would need to actually determine all of these. I ran through every test with you, but did we need to run every test to be able to determine what the unknowns were and be able to categorize them? So that's the question we're going to handle inside of class. Everything else you will be able to now do the elements or the glues, 5 glues quiz. So all right guys, I will see you in class to do the next debrief.